Welcome back, friends. Today we're going to do a little bit of a reteach of our lesson from Tuesday, which was Chapter 2, Lesson 9. We are talking about adding and subtracting 10 or adding and subtracting 100. We left off with our chart showing less and more. Our big question is, how do we use place value to determine 10 less and 10 more? Well, I hear a word in 10 less and 10 more that can help me, and that is 10. If we look at this 10, that is one of our place values. We have our hundreds, tens, and ones, our HTO, as we've discussed. So I just want you to watch and listen right now with the number 125. If I write my HTO and I know I'm doing 10 more and 10 less, watch what happens if I write 10 right underneath it and I line up. Well, I know in my ones, if I'm adding 0 to a number, I'm just going to have the number. So my 5 is going to stay the same. My 5 is going to stay the same. I see that I'm not doing anything to my 1 here, so my 1 stays the same. My 1 stays the same. But ooh, here we are changing our tens because we are adding 10 more or taking away 10. So we look at this 2. If I want 10 more, I would do 2 plus 1 equals 3. If I want 10 less, I can do minus 1. So I'm taking a 10 away, and it ends up being 1. Let's look at this a different way, friends. If we take, I'm going to add a page here to show you, the number 125, and I draw that using my base 10 blocks, 100, 20, 2 tens, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we want 10 more, what would I draw to my picture to show that? Yes, I would draw one more 10. So look, now we still have 100. Now we have 3 tens, and we still have our 5 ones. The only thing we changed was our tens. Now, I can also show what we did for 10 less. Let me get my 2 tens back here for 125 by saying, okay, 10 less. If I'm doing 10 less, I'm taking a 10 away. So I'm taking a 10 away. Did I do anything to my hundreds? Nope. So I still have 100. Oh, I only have 1 10 left. But I didn't do anything to my ones either, so I still have 5 ones left. So we should have 115, which is exactly what we had written here. Now it's your turn. Can you on your whiteboard draw me, using your base 10 blocks like I just showed you, the number 342? While you're busy, I'm going to draw it myself. You can either pause the video or draw with me. I'm going to draw 3 hundreds, 4 tens, and 2 ones. Now they want 10 more, so I'm going to add on a 10. Did I touch my hundreds? Nope. So I still have 300. Oh, I did touch my tens, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens now because I added 1 10. And look, I still have 2 ones. Now, if I had my 300s, 4 tens, and 2 ones, and I wanted to show 10 less, I cross off to take away. Did I touch my hundreds? Nope. I did touch my tens. I see my cross off, so I have 3 left. And I didn't touch my ones, so I still have 2 ones. All right, my friends, this is what I would like to see. I would like for you to do the next problem without my help. The next one says 563. Can you show me and write down 10 less and 10 more? Push the pause button, give it a try, and when you're ready, push play to check your answer. Welcome back, friends. If I'm looking at 563, I know from my previous problems that I'm looking at my tens place. So if I add a 10, 563 will turn into 573. I know because my tens place is going to go up 1, but my other digits will stay the same. Now, if I'm doing 10 less, my hundreds will stay the same, my ones will stay the same. If I take 1 away from the 6, I will have 553. Now, are you ready to learn a little trick? Let's look at the number 307. If I'm adding 10, I'm going to go and keep my 100, keep my ones, and I know 0, when you add a 10 on, I'll have 110 there, 317. But wait a minute, if I have nothing, can I give anything away? No. So this is how we're going to work our way through this. We have had some problems where I've said, if you have 14 tens, what number is that equal to? And you would need to think of it in terms of hundreds, tens, and ones. So watch my trick here. I'm going to turn 307 into 30 tens and 7 ones. Okay, so now let's pretend we have 30 of our 10 sticks. I need to take 1 away, so I'm going to cross 30 off. What's 1 less than 30? You got it, it's 29. So I'm going to write my 29 and add my 1 on because I didn't change it. And what are we left with? Yes, 297. Now, these zeros in the middle are tricky. This is the only time you can use this trick, is when there's a 0 in the tens place. Otherwise, you can draw your picture, or you can simply use your knowledge of place value to add 110 or take 110 away. So, my friends, you did a fantastic job looking at your tens. Let's give it a try with our hundreds. If we are doing 100 less and 100 more, what place value are we looking in? You're right, our hundreds. So I'm simply going to underline my hundreds place, HTO, hundreds, hundreds. Now, what are we going to do to this? Well, if it's 100 more, and I started off with 100, 2 tens, and 5 ones, I'm simply adding on another 100. So 1 plus 1 is 200. I didn't touch my tens, and I didn't touch my ones. So the 225. Now, let's get rid of this one we just put on, and I'm back at 125. If I take away that hundreds block, what are we down to? Yeah, we're just left with our 25. What I would like you to do is try it out on your next few problems. Push pause, give it a try. If you need to draw your base 10 blocks, go right ahead in your quick pictures to figure it out. And then when you're ready to check your answers against mine, you can push play again. $132 is our number. 100 more would turn into 232. 100 less would turn into 32. For the number 563, I'm looking at my hundreds. If I add 100, I will end up with 663. If I come back to 563 and take 100 away, I end up with 463. Now, here's another problem with a 0 in the tens place, but we are no longer adding or taking away from the tens. So this 0 does not do anything for us because we are looking at our hundreds. Don't let this trick you. If we're adding 100, we move up to 407. If we're taking 100 away, yes, it turns into 207. Awesome work, my friends. Now let's see if we can apply this to our worksheet. What I would like you to get out is page 123 from lesson 2.9 yesterday. All right, we are going to skip the front because we worked through our activities yesterday and today. What I really want to focus on is the other side of that sheet, which looks like this. Our model and draw says you can show 10 less or 10 more than a number by changing the digit in the tens place. 10 less than 264. Look, they drew their base 10 blocks. There, a little bit better on our screen. And they wrote 2 hundreds, 6 tens, 4 ones. When they crossed off one of the tens because it was 10 less, they counted and they had 5 tens left. Remember, it's important to look at the number and what you're doing. So let's look next door. We're looking at 10 more, and I know more means to add. So 10 more than 264, my hundreds stay the same. My ones stay the same, but my tens are going to add on. So I added a 10, and my 264 turns into 274. Now the same can be said for our hundreds. You can show 100 less or 100 more than a number by changing the digit in the hundreds place. 100 less than 264, they crossed out their hundreds block. And instead of 264, they now have 164 because the 60 and 4 did not change. If we're doing 100 more, remember we're looking at our number and what we're doing. If we're doing 100 more than 264, we had our 200s and we had to add another 100 on. Now we have 300s. We didn't do anything to our tens, and we didn't do anything to our ones. Now, let's practice together. We are going to take a look at the first problem together. And we see Write the number 10 more than 648. We are looking at 10 more. So if we're looking at 10 more, I know that my hundreds are going to be a 6 still. My ones are still going to be an 8. But my 4 needs to go up 1. So it will go to 5. 658. Let's try number 2 together. 100 less than 513. Well, I see we're looking at 100. So our hundreds, that helps me know what part of our place value. And less means I'm taking away. So my hundreds place, which is the first thing we come to in our place value over here when I read this number 513, needs to go down 100. So I'm going to grab one of those hundreds away. And my 5 is now a 4. Did I do anything to my 10s or 1s? No, I did not. So it's still 13 right here. 413. I would like you to try number 3 and 4. So please push pause, do 3 and 4. When you're done, push play and we'll finish up and check our answers. Welcome back. You did a great job. If you did 100 more than 329 is 429, you are correct. If you did 10 less than 827 is 817, then you were correct again. My friends, you did a much better job listening and practicing today with our 10 more, 10 less, 100 more, 100 less. If you still feel like you need more practice or that your child needs more practice, I'm including 2 other video links that you can take a look at, as well as the on your own. Feel free to go through and do some or all of this page as well. If you need additional help on this, don't be afraid to reach out to me. Shoot me a message. Show up at office hours tomorrow, and I will try and reteach yet another way in hopes that we'll get this down pat. Great job today, friends. I will see you tomorrow.